All right, so right off the bat, I don't really know how to like confidently like segue into this conversation, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. But I don't know what I'm going to do if I'm ever presented with death. Like I'm well aware that death is an inevitability. It just freaks me out in the sense that I've never experienced death close to me, and I'm sure that's a very fortunate position for me to be in. But really, I haven't had anybody close to me pass away. Every family member I've had since I was a baby is still around to this day. And of course, like obviously, I've had extended family pass away, and there have been old friends I've had back from middle school pass away in the last couple years. But with the extended family, I never really knew them, and only saw them a couple times a year when I was a baby. Maybe, like I'm being generous there because I don't remember. So I never really had an attachment to them. And my friends from high school, I mean, my friends from middle school, it's the same deal. Like I knew them, but there wasn't really a super close personal attachment that made their deaths like stop my world, like put everything to a pause. Like I don't, I everything that I said was probably messed up. Like I don't know if that's a messed up thing to say or not, but like I'm not saying I don't care. It's just like I've never had to grieve someone before. My world never stopped because my best friend passed away or a very close family member to me passed away. Like I don't know what that feels like, and I acknowledge that I'm fortunate for that. But I can't help but feel curious as to what that may feel like. Like as morbid as that sounds, like I wonder what that's like because I've seen my friends grieve and I've seen like my parents grieve, but I've never experienced that. So I don't know if I'm like messed up or like I really don't know. Like as a little callback to my first video on this channel from a couple months ago, I've never experienced depression before I was 20. And the first time that I felt depression was because I got played by somebody in a relationship. But I've never actually grieved anybody. I don't know. I don't think I know if I'm supposed to grieve. Like I don't know. I don't know if that's something that I should know how to do or like be prepared to do. Um, but like it's truly something that I have no knowledge of. The closest I got to losing someone was my grandma back in 2020 because of the coronavirus. Like I vividly remember waking up, and as I'm walking to the kitchen, I hear a crash come from her room. And when I rushed in there, she had fell back because she pulled a drawer and she lost balance and fell backward. And I remember she looked lifeless. She was moving so slow and looked like she didn't even know where she was. We had rushed her to the hospital, and the same day she came home, she was using a respirator and had to lug around an air tank everywhere she went for about a month or so. And that month was insanely scary. My grandma is practically my second mom. You know, she helped raise me when I was little, while my mom and dad would be at work. This is one of, if not the most important person in my life. So the thought of losing her was terrifying. And she's still with us today, and she's healthy and well, but I can't imagine what it'd be like if I lost her that year. I never experienced grieving over a lost life, but that fear, that anxiety of when she was at the point of being close to death, I can only imagine that actually losing her would have probably sent me over the edge. Like I can't even fathom the idea of what it would feel like if that's how things ended up. Like I'm typically a very positive person and I'm very relaxed. Like not many things bother me or ruin my day. Like I'm very easily distracted. So when something annoying does come up, I'm pretty easy to be entertained by something, to get my mind off things. Like I'll either just go straight to my computer and play a game, or I'll just watch YouTube or something. Like it's hard to be in a negative headspace for a long time for me because it's just easy for me to just veer off somewhere else. But that's why grief is so fascinating to me because I've never felt it. And I know I shouldn't, like, I know grieving is a horrible thing, but it's unknown to me, and I guess that's where my curiosity lies. I'm curious to, like, how I change as a person when that time comes, what I would be like in that process. Like, this whole video is probably messed up, like, to think about, and I don't know, but I can't help but wonder. Like, this is definitely a gloomy commentary, like, I'm sorry, but, like I wanted to use this channel like even if nobody finds this channel, like I wanted to use it as kind of like a notebook to just speak my thoughts and what I feel about certain subjects. And some subjects I feel like I can provide my own insight and give some advice. And for commentaries like these, where I've had these thoughts for a while but never quite knew how to form it into words and have it be somewhat concise, I guess this video was me trying to do that. But that's all I had to say. Thanks for listening if you made it to the end. Take care and be well.